On a frigid winter evening, Emily, a young woman juggling two part-time positions simply to survive, stepped into an upscale restaurant that stretched far beyond her modest budget. For months, she had carefully set aside every spare dollar to afford this singular dinner, a small reward following weeks of relentless labor. Her fingers nervously gripped her weathered purse as she surveyed the space, feeling dwarfed by the sophisticated atmosphere and affluent patrons surrounding her. Searching for an available table, she unknowingly claimed a reserved spot that belonged to one of the city's most influential CEOs. Little did she realize that this innocent error would transform her existence entirely. Within moments, a server approached and courteously informed her that the table had been claimed by another guest. However, before Emily could offer her apologies and depart, a towering, self-assured gentleman made his entrance. This was Alexander Grant, the chief executive of a multi-million-dollar technology empire, renowned for his commanding presence and razor-sharp business acumen. Every patron in the establishment turned their attention toward the unfolding scene, anticipating his fury at the young woman who had inadvertently occupied his reserved space. Emily immediately rose to her feet, her cheeks burning with mortification as she stammered her regrets. What transpired next left everyone present, including Emily herself, completely astounded. Alexander studied her carefully, taking note of her anxious demeanor, the worn fabric of her modest dress, and the quiver in her voice. Rather than reprimanding her or demanding she vacate the table, he offered a genuine smile and spoke a single word: "Stay." The bustling restaurant fell into complete silence. Emily remained motionless, uncertain whether her ears had deceived her, yet his voice held no trace of irritation, only genuine warmth. He drew out the opposite chair, settled himself across from her, and gestured for the server to provide them both with menus. Emily's pulse thundered in her chest, bewildered by why someone of such stature would choose to dine with someone of her humble circumstances. As their conversation unfolded, Alexander gently inquired about her circumstances, her aspirations, and her daily hardships. Emily initially held back, worried about appearing pathetic, but his serene manner gradually coaxed her to share her truth. She described her late-night shifts at a neighborhood diner, her secondary position at a local bookstore, and her careful saving of every coin toward her college education. Alexander absorbed every detail without interruption, his expression growing increasingly tender with each revelation. For the first time in countless years, Emily experienced the profound feeling of being genuinely heard and valued. During the middle of their meal, Alexander disclosed the reason behind his invitation for her to remain. He revealed his own impoverished beginnings, having been raised by a single mother who maintained 3 jobs to support their household. He intimately understood the weight of financial struggle, the sensation of being overlooked, and the exhausting battle toward a brighter future. Tears gathered in Emily's eyes as she recognized that this man, who appeared so distant and untouchable to the outside world, had traveled a remarkably similar journey to her own. In that moment, the intimidating elegance of the restaurant dissolved, replaced by a sanctuary where she felt truly acknowledged and understood. As the evening concluded, Emily reached toward her purse, ready to settle her portion of the modest bill, but Alexander intervened immediately. He had already handled the entire expense, adamantly refusing to allow her to contribute even a single dollar. Before she could voice any objection, he presented her with his business card and spoke quietly. "Visit my office tomorrow morning. I believe I can offer you some assistance." Emily gazed at the small card in complete disbelief, her thoughts spinning with countless questions, yet something in his authentic manner assured her that his offer was genuine. The following morning, Emily approached Alexander's imposing corporate tower with trembling nerves. Dressed in her simple attire among the impeccably suited executives, she felt distinctly out of place in this world of power and prestige. Yet when she entered his private office, he welcomed her with the warmth of a longtime friend. Following an extensive discussion, he presented her with a complete scholarship to finish her education, paired with a compensated internship position within his organization. Emily found herself speechless, watching her long-held dreams suddenly materialize within her grasp. She attempted to express her overwhelming gratitude, but Alexander merely smiled and replied, "One day, you'll extend this same kindness to another person. That's precisely how positive change spreads throughout the world." Throughout the following years, Emily dedicated herself completely to her dual responsibilities of academic study and professional development. She demonstrated not only exceptional intelligence but also remarkable empathy, earning genuine respect from colleagues throughout the organization. Alexander evolved beyond his role as her employer, becoming a trusted mentor who guided her through professional obstacles and celebrated each of her achievements. With his unwavering support, Emily completed her degree with the highest honors and gradually advanced to an executive leadership role, inspiring countless others through her remarkable transformation from hardship to extraordinary success. One evening several years later, Emily found herself dining at the very restaurant where her journey had first begun. This time, however, she was no longer the anxious young woman clutching a threadbare purse in nervous hands. She had become confident, professionally accomplished, and deeply grateful for the path her life had taken. Across the dining room, she observed a young server struggling nervously with a complicated order, clearly feeling overwhelmed by the pressure of his responsibilities. Without a moment's hesitation, Emily summoned him to her table, invited him to sit down, and spoke the identical word that Alexander had once offered her: stay. The bewildered young man accepted her invitation and took a seat, unknowingly entering a pivotal moment that held the potential to reshape his entire future. Emily's journey had achieved perfect symmetry, and she finally grasped the transformative power contained within acts of genuine kindness and human compassion. A single gesture, one stranger's invitation to remain, had completely rewritten the trajectory of her entire existence. She discovered that sometimes the most modest actions possess the capacity to ignite the most profound and lasting changes. Alexander's extraordinary generosity had sparked an inner flame that drove her to uplift others facing similar struggles, and she made a quiet vow to continue this legacy of giving forward. Thus, what had initially appeared to be a simple mistake evolved into a powerful testament to hope, demonstrating that one fleeting moment, one carefully chosen word, and one compassionate soul possess the power to transform absolutely everything.